Fellow traders, tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, December the 30th. The year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Positive results with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. Let's make sure, in order to have positive results, let's make sure we have our risk management in place so we do not lose more than we're willing to lose while trading. So Walmart, I had asked you the question, did you do better this year than last year? And you said yes. So you want to share with our traders what you did different this year to get those positive results?
Sure. And first of all, I hope everybody's had a positive year. And, it's the second to last day of the year, and I hope that everybody did well this year. And if they didn't do well, that they do some introspection and try to figure out what they need to do and what changes they need to make in the new year. But foregoing that, I did have a better year this year than I had last year, and I think it's funny because it comes down to the very last thing you said before you handed it over to me. That's a question of what is your risk? What are you risking out there, and how are you going and how are you going and actually making sure that you're not taking on too much risk, I guess is the way I would look at it.
Well, I asked you
And
what was the difference. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
well, you asked it prior to that,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you were talking in your intro, and the whole idea, just take on the amount of risk that you're able to take on, and that's the thing that's the biggest change I made this year. And what that change was that when I went into a trade, I was very, very, extremely conscious of how much risk I was taking on in a particular trade. Um, what that means is that I reduced the amount that I was risking on every trade, and so that allowed me to I'll extend out. If you want to go and call it that, but it allowed me a little bit of leeway to be able to go and let a trade sometimes go against me more because I didn't go and let's say I was able to go on my trading account, I was able to put in one mini lot. Well, instead of putting one mini lot on, I put maybe a half a mini lot, or whatever made sense for the trade. And by doing that, it allowed the trade to go against me further because I'm still willing to go and lose, let's say, $100 or whatever it may be on a particular trade. But at the same time, because I've put on less on the lot size, I'm able to go further out. You know, that's a double-edged coin, of course, because what that also means is that when you win, you don't win as much because obviously you didn't go and put on as heavy a load. That's okay because what it did allow me to do is one, I took a lot less losses in terms of actual trades. Um, my winning percentage went up dramatically um, because there were so many times, and I know Tiaro, you can go and attest to this. How often is it that you get into a trade, and if I had only, as you like to say all the time, if I had only waited an hour, if I only waited one more hour, man, this would have been a big winner. Well, what it does by doing what I did, or what I've been doing this year, what it allowed me to do is to go and um, allow for that circumstance where, you know what, I got in too early. I saw what the market was showing me. The market was showing me that it's going to go up. But the problem is, it was still going and clearing out sellers, or whatever it may be, before it actually did make that move up. It also allowed me to go and put in some additional trades because I have more room now at a better price. It's always better. It's always good to go and get your price, into a better position. So it allowed me to do that. And by doing those two things, again, yes, I wasn't making as much money per trade, but I was certainly taking a whole lot less losses. And it also meant that I was able across the day, able to pick up quote unquote more pips, but yes, more pips at a lower at a lower percentage of gains, but I was able to go and make more money that way. Hopefully that makes sense to folks. If not, well, you know where the comment box is.
Well, I think what traders would probably want to know is more the actual mechanics, um, because they're saying, okay, well, when do you enter? Why do you enter? And, what direction are you entering? And why are you exiting? Why are you adding in? Yeah, I can hear, hear what they would be
Well,
asking.
well, none of those things change. All the things you just listed, none of them have changed from last year to this year, other than the fact that I'm able to go and add in. That's the only thing that has changed. And then obviously the amount that I'm going doing. What I basically did was I went and said, and this has changed a couple of times. That's why you go back and listen to the videos across last year, this current year. If you listen to them, you'll get different answers from me on this. Well, how much are you going and breaking it down? How much less are you going and trading? Um, and you'll get different answers because I was moving that around and trying to find that sweet spot. Have I found the sweet spot? No, I have not. But what I have found is something that's working and working pretty well. And basically, what that is right now, current as current December 30th, 2025, anyway, something to change on December 31st. So right now, what I'm doing is if I previously would have traded one lot on a trade, well, now I'm only going and trading um, uh, uh, basically 1/5 of that. Okay, so by doing it that way, that means theoretically I can go into 5 trades and be at the same risk level as I was, you know, as I would have been if I had traded one full lot. So it just allows me that space. The advantage of that is that let's say I'm trying to make 5 pips on a trade, what that means is that, and the trade goes against me. Well, now it's 5 pips from whatever my averaged in price is, as opposed to 5 lots from my initial price where I got in, where I may have been wrong or was wrong. So just the breadth in the market will sometimes, you know, luck me into a profit. Call it that. I don't know. You're not supposed to go and trade on luck and trade on hope, right? But the reality is, if you look at the market, even let's say I think the market's going to go up, but the thing is, it's continuing to go down because it hasn't found that shelf that it likes to bounce off of. Well, the reality is, almost never does it unless you're going into a news event or something. It almost never goes straight down. What it'll do is it'll go down and then it'll come back up, go down and go back up. Well, by going and getting a better price, what I can go and do is I can go and get my entry price. Let's say my entry price was at 34.80, and that was my initial trade. And then the next time I get in, because I get another signal to go in, is at 75. Well, now I only need to get to 77.5 just to get the break even. Yes, the critics out there, pardon me for not including spread, and commission costs, but just keep it simple. All I got to get to is now 77.5. That means now, instead of to get out at even, I don't need to go up 5 pips. I only need to go up 2.5 pips. Well, guess what? Just a breath will go and take me up 2.5 pips. And I'm still below what my, quote unquote, official, risk would be. I just, I'm still not at a point where I'm risking too much. I'm not being over leveraged.
Yeah. So just to give traders an idea, if you had $1,000 account, what would you put on per trade?
Um, right now, I would go and probably, in the beginning, I would put on one lot, and that's just crazy. And that's when I first started trying to build my account size up. That worked, okay, and I got it up. But it was also extremely, um, it was extremely risky because think about it. One lot, it doesn't take very many pips before you've wiped your account completely out, or at least the broker is taking you you out of the trade because they consider it, because of margin, or leverage to take you out. So that was crazy, but I did it and it worked out for me. But I would highly suggest not doing it. What I would suggest on $1,000 account, I would go and probably say that most you really should be risking, or at least not risking. That's the wrong word. The most that you should be putting out there is 1 million. So it's that's a tenth.
Okay, so what would you risk on $1,000 account?
Well, right now on my account size,
No, no, no,
which I'm
no,
not going to.
no. I'm saying if you had $1,000 account for some new trader out there, and they're saying,
Right.
okay, how much should I risk on $1,000 account?
I would say somewhere between a half a million lot and 1 million lot.
No, no,
Okay.
that's the position size. How much money would you risk? In other words, if it goes against you X dollars,
Okay.
you're out.
Okay. In that case, it's 5%.
So 50
That's
bucks.
$50.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And that's a pretty hard rule that I have, is that I'm um, willing to lose 5% for any particular trade, or 10% for the day. And that's it. I don't go any. I won't go past. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But the question is though, for a beginning trader, that let's say, they don't have the confidence, they don't have the seat time, the screen time, they're a novice, brand new.
Right.
There's
Right.
maybe they're still trying to figure out what kind of trader they are, but they know they're not going to find that out until they actually have some skin in the game. So
Oh, absolutely.
would you still keep those same risk parameters?
No, I would probably go in, like per day, I'd probably lower to maybe 7.5%, and my per trade, I probably would lower that to like 2.5%, or 2% even.
Okay.
Okay, and by doing that, you what you're doing is if you lose, let's say 2%, okay, per trade, okay, you have to go and lose. Think about it. You have to go and lose how many trades in a row to wipe your account out. You know, uh, you're talking about having to go and take, 50 trades. You have to lose 50 trades in a row to bring your account to zero.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, I don't know about you, but I know about me. In the beginning, losing 20 trades in a row, you know, was absolutely possible and done. I've done it. I can attest to you. And the thing is, I think very few people are not going to do it. It's just, unfortunately, there are so many different things. We say use a demo account so you can learn the interface. Well, here's the reality. I'm going to give you a reality check. Yep, I agree with that 100%. But at the same time, you're going to go and click on the wrong thing. You're going to do the wrong thing. You're going to go and say, here's my trading plan. And you're going to screw up and do the opposite of what your trading plan says to do. You're going to do all those lovely things, and I hate to tell you. And the reality is, I don't know about you, but I know for me, but the only thing that taught me to go and stop doing those things was, yes, demo accounts taught me the process. It made me very intimate with the interface, so I could go and do what I needed to do. But what it didn't do is it didn't go and teach me not to do it. My brain still would say things like, oh, it's going to come back. It's got to come back. Oh, come on, Mr. Market, come back to me. And next thing you know, boom, gone.
Yeah.
See you, account.
And you know what?
And
The
we're out of
fastest
time.
15 minutes in trading's over. So, fellow traders, I hope you may have gleaned some wisdom from Walmal. And I think that once again just goes to show it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.